So you want to earn more as a photographer. You are tired of actually hustling around and you want to actually earn more for the work that you produce. If this is your first time here to the channel, my name is Troy Woods. I am a professional photographer in the Washington, D.C. market. And the goal that I've set for this channel is to just help photographers and other creatives live the life that they want through following their passion, going down their creative journey. So listen, when we talk about really pricing and how we should charge for our work and the different types of clients that we want to obtain, a lot of times we have this mindset of it's purely about the skill that we have as a creative, in this case, as a photographer. And why your skill is vitally important, there are a few things that I want to mention to you in this video that I think really play a key role when it comes to attracting higher end clients. The first that I want to share with you is really could be a touchy subject, but I think it's important when you talk about level of professionalism, and that is our attire. How do we show up when we go to our when we go on location with our clients, when our clients come to us? How are we showing up? One thing that I have noticed and that I have worked hard to kind of go in the opposite direction of is that when you are either doing this full time or part time or whatever journey you're on, because we feel that we're in business for ourselves, we typically want to just be ourselves. I'm just going to be comfortable. I'm the creative. They're paying me to take their pictures. They're not paying me to dress a certain way. And why I can understand that school of thought, you have to understand that, excuse me, when it comes to working with higher end clients, really, they're really careful about who they let into their trusted spaces, right? Whether that's their offices, whether that's their homes. And typically we're talking about people that are C-suite executives, CEOs, different things like that. And so you always want to be professional in everything that you do, especially the type of clients that I try to work with are business professionals for the most part. I want to go in and almost match what it is that they're used to seeing every day in their profession. That doesn't mean that I show up in a suit, but I do try to at least wear all black, or I try to wear, I'm not usually in jeans when I'm going on location with my clients. I try to kind of match the environment because I feel as though I don't want to do anything that's going to take my client or potential client out of the mindset that they are used to seeing. I've been in situations where I've showed up and I've seen other creatives. I've seen at a wedding, for instance, when I was really shooting weddings, I've seen videographers show up in flannel shirts, jeans. They're wearing a knit hat on their head, and they're at a wedding. And at a wedding, 99% of the time, everyone is dressed up, right? So I think I would say probably tip number one, when you want to work with higher end clientele, always pay attention to your attire and what it is that you're wearing. Now, tip number two, I'm going to say is website. We're in a social media driven world. Everything is about getting to the next post, getting to the next click, the next comment, the next like. And while I'm not anti social media, I do believe that every photographer, every creative person needs their own website. They need their own home on the web, a place that they can brand to themselves. While the content that we upload to Instagram, Facebook, all these other platforms is tailored to us, it's our content. At the same time, those platforms are basic. The shell of it's the same. There's no way to really brand if somebody comes to your profile, aside from the content itself, there's no way to actually brand the profile to you. I believe that having a website and having the ability to collect email addresses and different things like that, it helps us to really put our personality and our brand into it so we can really speak to our target audience. If you've been on social media for any amount of time, you've seen those moments when the platforms have gone down and we haven't been able to post anything. And in effect, people were out of business during those times because that was the sole way that they had to reach their target audience, to reach their clients. I was terrible at creating an email list. Matter of fact, I just started this year. I'm not going to sit up here and even fake with you guys and act like I've been doing it for years. I haven't. But it was really a wake up call for me when I realized my business is effectively shut down right now because I'm depending on social media for outreach. Even though I've always had a website, I wasn't using it to the best. I wasn't using it the best way possible. And so what I did was I really started going all in on my website, really trying to tweak things and make things exactly how I needed them to be. So when these higher end clients came to my website, I could speak directly to them and I could arrange things exactly how I wanted them to be to give off the message that I was trying to give off. Now, I will say this, going along the lines of an online presence. I remember when Instagram first came out, you could only have one profile on your phone at a time. And I remember I was like, man, I wish we had the ability to have multiple profiles that we could access without having to log back out and log back in. And then they did it. And what did I do as a creative? You start creating profiles for different things because you don't want to, okay, I built this audience over here. I kind of want to share this, but I don't want to share it in the same space. So let me create another profile. And over time, between different profiles, different email addresses, different things like that, you end up scattering your brand. And I believe it puts confusion into the marketplace. So one of the things that I do this every so often, but I've really been pushing hard as we closed out 2023. I've been cleaning up my online presence. I had an email address that wasn't directly associated with my domain name for my work. And I was hesitant about really changing it. But I was like, you know what do we do? If you receive somebody's email address, you typically say, okay, Troy at whatever the email address is, that's their website. Let me go check their website out. Now, although I had it forwarded to my main site, it didn't match. And to me, it was off brand. So I spent some time actually cleaning up those things and making sure that my brand presence is where I want it to be. Also, as a creative, as a photographer, once you understand the basics about photography and you understand light and you understand composition, you pretty much can shoot most things. That doesn't mean you're going to be a master in most things, but if a client comes to you, like I'm primarily a headshot photographer. If a client comes to you and says, "Hey, can you take some pictures of my child?" It's not that you can't. It's that, do you really want to do those types of things, right? And depending on what your financial situation is, you might go ahead and do it. I do those things sometimes. But you want to be careful about what you put out there because, again, it could really scatter your brand. So I would say, again, you want to kind of clean up your online presence, have your online presence to the point where when people find you, they know exactly what it is that you're about. So, again, the top 3 tips I have for reaching higher end clients. 1, be conscious of how you show up, how you dress, what your attire is. You want to be a mirror to your client. If you're dealing with a high end client and they're professional, dressy, or business professional, whatever it is, you kind of want to be close to that as possible. Number 2, you want to make sure, even though we're on social media heavy, you want to make sure that you have a website that you can send people to that is tailored and branded to you. And then the third tip is you want to clean up your online presence. If you have multiple profiles and it's a potential for clients to find you on different profiles and you don't want that, you need to really scale all of that back and really, really focus down into one particular style or one particular profile, whatever it is that you're trying to do. You want to make sure that you narrow everything down. I hope everybody is looking forward to 2024. 2023 was a very interesting year for me. It was a good year. We got some really great new clients, but it was a really big learning year for me. Like I said, I've been doing this for over 20 years. I'm still learning the game, but I have some amazing clients, and I hope to share a lot of the insight that I've had for over these years. I hope to share it here on this channel. If you have any questions, make sure that you leave it in the comment section below, and don't forget to, if you like this content, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take care.